No, she's not naked, you bunch of perverts. It's a skin-tight suit, and that's how well the resin does with this. But I have to say, this Spidey suit doesn't do well in the cold. What's going on, everybody? I'm Kenny Conklin from Hobbylinkinternational, and today we're going to do a quick video on my thoughts of both of these resins from FunCreCol, who was kind enough to send over the red wax resin and the matte gray resin. And also, at some point during this video, you're going to find out about the giveaway for this lovely statue over here. Next thing up is if you'd like to help the channel out and help us grow and keep in business and bringing you videos and all that good stuff, on the homepage of YouTube on my channel, HobbyLink International, is a little membership button. Click that thing, join the membership, help us keep going with supplies and all of that other good stuff. So let's get to talking about the FunCreCol. As I said before, FunCreCol sent us over 2 free bottles. That's why it's a paid promotion video. But I'm going to give you my own thoughts on these because I only use Anycubic standard resin at the moment, and I'll tell you how I feel about that compared to these resins. They sent over the matte gray, which you can see Mo in, and they sent over the red wax, which you can see Spider-Gwen in, and this is the gray from over here because I wanted to get that kind of done. So anyway, let's get to talking about these resins. Both resins, first thing, was very cool. Both of them came with the FunCreCol UV putty. It's a very tiny tin, but it'll help you with either one of these, and you'll grow to like it and you'll order the big tin. So check those out, and a link will be in the description below for FunCreCol's Amazon store, and you can check out all of their stuff. We'll start out with Mo over here. This way you could get a better look at him. The whole thing, he's in 3 pieces. All of this was done with the FunCreCol matte gray. And if you have a bunch of bottles and different ones on top, it'll tell you what the color is up here. So that's very cool, just in case you don't remember what numbers are what. So the bottle's nice. It's taller than an Anycubic bottle, and an Anycubic bottle, I'm sorry I keep saying that, is the only thing I have to compare it to. The nice thing about both bottles is they have a very wide mouth, and pouring is a lot easier. Shaking's no big deal, you could do that with any bottle, but the pour on this is a lot less messy and easier actually to put the resin back in the bottle. When I have my little funnel on there, it sucks it right down because there's enough of an air gap to drain it down. So the bottle's nice, the UV putty's nice. Now let's talk about the resin itself. The matte gray resin, as you can see, is absolutely matte. I like how it came out nice and smooth. The gray is really nice if you're doing photography. You can inspect it better, looking for deviations and stuff like that. You can really see what's going on. Plus the gray, a lot of us prime in gray, white, and black, so it'll hold better, a little bit better than the red. The gray is really nice for figures and busts and really where surface detail matters, especially when you're going through the inspection stage and you want to see what's going on. You can really see it on this gray. Very nice. Second thing I noticed with the FunCreCol compared to my Anycubic, if I let it sit for a while, even in a couple hours, you can see the separation beginning. It's a dark gray and a light gray. Both of these, no separation. It does separate, don't get me wrong, it will separate after a while, but I let these sit overnight while they were printing. When I came back in the morning, there was very little separation. I only had to give it a quick little stir, but even an hour after printing, no separation. So that's a nice key point to both of them. One other thing about the gray is if you shine a light above it, you'll actually see where your shadows and highlights will fall. So you can really see that compared to the red. The red's a little bit tougher on that, but the gray is more of a natural color. So if I could get a good price on this, I'm not asking FunCreCol for anything free, but if I could get a good price on this, I want to switch over to this for our main resin for our products that we sell on our shop. So let's talk about some of the things that may be a little bit more, I don't want to say cons, but things you got to watch out for when you're using the gray resin. One is your wallet, because it is a little bit more of an expensive resin, but it does come out very nicely. 2 is I noticed a little bit that I had to rinse it off a little bit more in IPA. The extra resin didn't come off as easily as the Anycubic, but I'm thinking maybe because the Anycubic's a little thinner, different chemical makeup, whatever it may be. Didn't take too much longer, but a little bit extra scrubbing just to make sure any excess resin is off of your piece. And the last thing is you may have to change your exposure settings a little bit. I got lucky, I tested this on my Anycubic settings, and I have to tell you this. The FunCreCol did better on my Anycubic settings than my Anycubic resin did. So I don't know what that says, but it did well. I didn't have to change my settings at all, and you can see he printed up really, really nicely. He's going to get painted up by Joe Hudson, which is awesome. Good friend of mine. This way you get to see what he looks like. He does the cover art for our website. This way you guys can see a finished product. We're also going to have Larry and Curly, and I'll let you know when the new site is up. These guys will go on the old site. New site's up. We'll let you know. Okay, let's talk about this big beauty over here. I can't move her over because she'll fall apart. So with the red wax resin, there's pros and cons to this too, or things you need to look out for. I don't like calling them cons because it's not really anything bad. Now with the red, you have this bold, vivid color. She looks beautiful off the plate. If this was a solid piece, you could just display this how she is with a little bit of cleanup. It's a really smooth finish, really nice for these statues, but this is even more expensive than the gray. So this I wouldn't use for our products because we'd have to raise the price a lot, but I may keep a couple bottles of this on hand for my personal use for bigger statues, but it's a really nice smooth finish. This resin is definitely ideal for statues, collectibles, and stuff like that if you want to spend the money. I'm not saying it's not worth the money, it's definitely worth the money. You'll have a beautiful print afterwards. This red wax has a thinner viscosity. That was a hard word. Words are hard today. Cures and flows very well and very reliably. And it's less prone to undercuring in like small crevices and stuff like that. Again, this was compatible with the resin settings I already had. I didn't change anything. Everything came out really well and looked really good. Okay, a few things we got to look out for. With the red, unlike the gray, if you didn't want to prime this, you could pretty much already paint this, but with the red, you're not going to be able to paint without priming this because that red is possibly going to show through, especially on lighter colors like a white or yellow, something like that. You may see that red through. So you're definitely going to have to prime this and make sure that it's covered very well. One of the biggest things that I noticed between the red and the gray, oh, we almost knocked over Mo. One of the things I noticed between the red and the gray is that the detail is highly readable on the gray. We can see everything, every nook and cranny, every mistake on here. With the red, it's a little bit more difficult to see the details, and that's why at the beginning I said this was not a nude statue. She's actually in a skin-tight suit. It's a little hard to read the details on here as compared to Mo. The other thing with the red is you may have to cure it a couple times, I want to say. Some of the thicker parts I noticed were still tacky and not fully cured, so you may have to throw it back in your wash and cure machine, or just your cure machine, because you're not going to wash it and cure it at the same time. Back in your cure machine to make sure that everything is good to go. Overall, both very nice resins, both easy to work with. The major thing too that somebody mentions in my short, but I only have a minute, guys, in shorts, so don't get on my ass about that stuff. One of the major things is they don't smell bad at all. So I didn't have any problems with any types of odors or anything like that. Beautiful details. If you're going to try out a resin, FunCreCol is definitely one to try out. I'm going to try to use them more often, and I'm going to talk to Paul about switching over and going with the FunCreCol gray in the future for our statues. And if you're interested in Mo, this size, 11¼ inches, will be a special order. We're going to have smaller ones at a better price, so keep a lookout for him on the shop, and that would be shop.hobbylinkinternational.com. I'll give you the new web address once the new shop is up. Well, we're to the point you've been waiting for, the giveaway of this young lady right here. So let me tell you about the statue real quick. This was a test print. I didn't go back in. I didn't fix anything or anything like that. There are a few points that I wanted to sand to see how this resin sands. It is a little tougher on the sanding by hand. I used my G-Tool Pro 3, I think it is, the one with the cord, to sand some stuff down. So just be careful with your sanding. You don't want to go too hard on this. Again, I use the pre-supports and already hollowed out models from Abe 3D. This feels a little on the thinner side. I don't know if they went 2mm, but it is a little bit on the thinner side. There are some parts that have a little bit of a layer line shift, a little bit of an island under her arm, but anything that's on here is, I would keep this statue and is easily fixable. So I want you to know that it's not something I went back in and reprinted because you guys saw how long it took me to reprint. So what you're gonna get, she's I think almost 2 feet tall. I think she was 21 or 22 inches tall from the bottom of the base to the top. You're gonna get, this is one set of hair, 3 sets of different types of hair. One has earphones, one has ears, one is for her hood on. You're gonna have 2 different types of hoods, and you're also gonna get a different head. If you wanna use magnets and you wanna change her head out, you can use Gwen's face, or if you don't want to and you prefer her all the way in the spider suit, you have the mask also, so you can just have the hood and the mask, or I think this one fits in the hood too. One thing I want to tell you, if you didn't see the short, when you're putting her head together like this, you may want to put her face piece, because the face piece fits into all 3 sets of hair. You may want to put that in first and then paint, because as you're putting it in, it's very tight, and this hair over here will scratch it up a bit. So you're gonna have a very beautiful big statue. I hope whoever wins this does a YouTube video or post picture somewhere and tags Hobby Link International in it. This way we can see what you did with it. All right, Next part of the giveaway. Anybody in the United States, I will ship this to you for free. That's no problem. If somebody does win this from outside the country, make sure, hopefully you're listening to this whole thing. Anybody outside the country, I cannot afford to ship this to you. So if you really want this and you want to get in on the giveaway, you are going to end up having to pay for shipping. You give me your address, I'll tell you how much shipping costs. I tell you right now, to England, this will probably be about $90 to $100. Then you'll have to pay VAT or whatever craziness you have in your countries. Americans, you'll get it for free because it's cheap enough for me to ship it to you. You'll get everything, I'll bubble wrap it, put it in there, bink! By Friday, it'll be out to you. So how the contest is gonna run. This video is going to be up until 8 p.m. tomorrow night. All you have to do is comment on the video, say, hi, I'm in, I hate your content. I don't really care what it is. Please don't hate my content. I love you guys. But put something down there. Once 8 o'clock comes tomorrow night, I will have all those names. Nobody else will get in past that. And then I'm going to put it in a random name picker, and we will pick out the winner, and that'll probably be a separate video because it's going to take me time to get the names unless there's only 2 names. And then once that is done, I'll do a video with me picking the name. We'll say who the winner is. I'll do it on a short and a long form video so you don't miss it. And then we will get this beauty out to you. And I hope you have a great time printing this up. Hopefully we can get more free stuff in that I can share with you guys. Because if I get stuff in that I can't use in the shop, or something like resin where I can print something up and share it with you guys, we're going to keep doing that. I do have a little bit of resin left on each. I don't know how much. I got to check. If I can squeeze something smaller out of both of these, I will give those away to you guys too, because if somebody's hooking me up with something, I want to try to hook you guys back up. But if it's something where they say, it's like they send me a printer and I have to use it, that's something we can't give away unless we can talk to a company about maybe giving away some resins or something like that. So good luck to everybody, except for those people. I'm going to be an ass right now. And you know who I'm talking about. I used to do a whole load of giveaways, and people used to come to my live streams all the time for giveaways. But as soon as I stopped doing that, they left. I guarantee there's going to be a few that come back here, and I hope you don't win. I hope somebody that's been here for the shorts and the long form videos wins this statue and has a great time with it. That's right, I'm a jerk. But I don't care right now. So guys, thank you again for watching. And if you really want to help the channel out, go hit that membership button, join up, and help us get supplies in here, get the studio done and all that other good stuff. Without you guys, there's no Hobby Link International. So remember, by 8 o'clock tomorrow night, this shuts off and I will make another video and we'll pick a winner. Good luck, everybody. See you all soon. Take care and bye-bye.